Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Knights, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to them live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And if you want to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today, we are doing chapter 35 of A Familiar Death. Trembor had been looking at gibberish for so long that when he saw a word he recognized, he didn't immediately realize it. There had been other orders. There had been other orders he'd thought were complete. There had been others? Orders? Why? There had been others he thought were complete, but they'd look like code and commands, the kind of thing he saw Marlot use when he watched him program. He scrolled back. This word he knew. Marl? There was a tiger in the group that attacked Lamia, right? Hmm? Oh, yeah. He ran off when we joined the fight. Why? Not sure. Tiger just showed up and it made me think of it. I'd forgotten about him with Lamia's miscarriage. Do you know who he is? Maybe we should question him. I didn't get a good look at him, but he has to be one of the striped tails. That's the only tiger family in Great Prairies. He was thoughtful as he straightened his seat. He couldn't be that stupid, he mumbled. What? One of their kids called Trembor. He's been in his mid-20s. He's in his mid-20s by now, I'm guessing. You think he's the beau the wolf referred to? He's the only one of them I can recall with a name that lends itself to that. And he's pretty close to Fernie and Striptail, who's on the council. He's his uncle or great uncle. So he orchestrated the attack to protect him? No, I don't see Trembeau doing that. I don't know him much. But what I do remember about him is that he's even more prejudiced than the others in town. If he found out his uncle was having sex with a sheep, he would have been the first one to denounce him. But Fernian, what's he doing going to his family's farm for sex? That's stupid. It'd be the first thing anyone would have thought of. Remember what my dad said about powerful people and stupidity? Marlot nodded. And it wasn't that stupid. What's one of the first things you said when we find out it was about the sheep and sex? It can't be one of the tigers. It's their own farms. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it here. They wouldn't do it there. You dismissed him because it was his family's farm. The car accelerated. All right, I grant you that, but then why send his own nephew there? I don't know. You said they were close. Maybe it was just an opportunity thing. The case is moving pretty fast. You took out the coyote while we were talking to Lamia. They found Arana immediately after we threatened them. Maybe he didn't have access to anyone else. He certainly couldn't call in another hired hunter. Malot nodded. Maybe. How certain are you what you saw in the file was about the baby? Tremor laughed. I'm not. It was just one word I recognized. It could be there were just random letters that happened to fall in that order. I don't know how hacking works, but this file is thoroughly destroyed. The car accelerated again. It's something to go on. Worst comes to worst, we won't learn anything new. Trevor smiled. His wolf was back to his old self, eager for the hunt. The house Marlowe parked in front of looked like a smaller version of his wolf's parents' house, and newer. Black siding, only one floor. The front yard was well kept, with large bushes trimmed in various shape. One was a paw, another a cube, one might be a thick rope. Trevor couldn't see it well from where he stood. He did these? He asked. Must have, unless someone else lives here with him. He might be mated. Trevor indicated the other car. I saw that car near Lamia's house. It was one of the cars that raced by. It was older, dented and scratched. Part of the fender was hanging off. Okay. Looks like you were right. Marlot headed for the door and banged on it. After a few seconds, he banged again. Yells came from inside the house, mostly indistinct, but Trembor thought he made out hold up. The door swung inward and a tiger snarled at them. What the fuck is so important to you? He looked at them both, then glared. Get off my property. Trembor Striptail? Marlot asked. The name's Bo. Now fuck off. I'm registered investigator Blackclaw, and this is I know who you are. I'm not talking to perverts. He went to close the door, but Trembor stepped in the doorway to prevent him. We're here to talk about the part you played in the attack on an underage cub. What are you talking about? The tiger growled. I never attacked a cub. He tried to force Trembor out, but he didn't move. But you attacked a pregnant sheep, didn't you? Marlot asked, his tone pleasant. There was a flash of worry in Trembor's eyes. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. We saw you there. Plenty of people saw your car. The tiger snorted. It's my farm. Of course I go there. I thought you're in charge of it yet, his wolf said. And you wouldn't go there on business with others screaming in your car. So, me and my friends were celebrating. Doesn't mean we hunted anyone. Really? Marlot smiled. Why do you think we're here? Remistal told us it was your idea. Trembor growled. I'm going to. He snapped his mouth shut. Get out before I call Benerick and we decide to kill you. Marlot beamed. Oh, I would love to see that. A farm manager and someone who thinks being an enforcer is all about pushing people around try to kill two experienced hunters. Two experienced hunters. Yeah, I'm really curious as to who would end up hurt. The tiger grinned. The lion's lame, so are you. Trembor exchanged a look with his wolf. He's right, we are injured. Marlot nodded. I think it might give them a slight advantage. He looked at the tiger over. Maybe? He pushed Trembor inside the house. And the tiger growled when he was touched, but he backed up enough they could enter and close the door. The room was messy, but smelled clean with an undertone of earth. Trembor noticed a lot of plants around the room, on tables and shelves. There was even something that looked like a small tree in a corner. All right now, Marlot said, we have you for predation on a cub. I didn't. She was pregnant and the cub died as a result of your attack. That makes you responsible, he growled back. You and your friends are going to be eaten for that crime. You think anyone's going to listen to a couple of fucked up tail raisers? The local RI listens to us, Marlot answered him. In fact, she asked us to stick around and help, so yes, you are going to pay for your crimes. No one's going to want to protect a cub killer like you. Trembor scoffed. It's a sheep. No one's going to care. They're all dying. What's one more? I'm going to make sure they care, even if it means bringing in city enforcers. You're going to be eaten unless... Unless what? Tell me who put you up to it. What are you talking about? I know Fernian told you to attack her. Kill her too. He didn't. Well, it searched the tiger's face. Maybe he didn't outright say it, but he suggested it, didn't he? Probably during one of the drinks you two like to share. I'm willing to bet he even mentioned you could use that as a way to get Remistal to redeem himself. Trembor could see Trembor following the scent Marlot was laying, going over the conversation in his head. He didn't? The tiger said too forcefully. Do you even know why Fernian got you to kill a cub for him? Did he at least tell you why he was sacrificing you? I told you he didn't say anything like that. It was just us fooling around. Marlot grinned. Hey, Trem, if nothing else, we got a confession out of this. It's going to make the report simpler to write. Trembor could hear the forced joviality in his wolf's tone. Marlot wasn't satisfied with this. He didn't care about this tiger. He wanted Fernian. Marlot fixed his gaze on Trembor. I'll tell you why you're going to be eaten. It's going to happen because Fernian is covering his scent leading to Naego's killing. What? Why would he have killed him? Because Naego had proof he had sex with a sheep. Trembor laughed. You expect me to believe that, coming from someone like you? Marlot's gaze didn't waver. The tiger's laughter died, replaced with uncertainty, then anger. Take it back, he growled. No. Marlot saw the tiger's strike coming before he moved, and an instant before the arm even twitched, Marlot took a step back. When he was level with his head, the wolf caught the tiger's wrist, pulled and twisted. Trembor stumbled forward, trying to regain his footing, but Marlot kicked his leg out from under him. The tiger landed face first on the floor with a yell of pain. Marlot put a knee on his back and his arm in a lock. Now, you're going to tell me what Ferdinand told you to do. You didn't tell me anything. I don't believe you. You're not smart enough to have arranged any of this by yourself. You were coaxed into it. No, I did it so I could be friends with Ramistel again. I didn't like having to harass him like all the time. We went there and picked a sheep too. He screamed as Marlot pulled his arm tighter. And you just happened to pick the one sheep that could prove your uncle was a sheep lover? I don't know that, he screamed again. You're going to break my arm. You think I'm going to stop there? Trembor took a step forward. Marl, stop. As much as he had an understanding of how much this town hurt his wolf, he couldn't let him continue. Don't tell me you're taking his side. The anger in Marlot's eyes made Trembor wince. Of course not. But unless you're going to kill him, you're opening us up to a lawsuit. His wolf relaxed his grip, and the tiger sighed in relief. Thank you. Don't thank me, Trembor snapped. I don't care about how much pain you're in. Trembor looked at him, confused. If you don't care, why did you stop me? Trembor crouched next to his wolf and calmed himself. You want to prove Ferdinand is their killer, right? You already know that, Marlot growled. Do you really think any of the old folks in the council is going to listen to one word you tell them when they find out you hurt this guy to get it? They'll probably be the one to lodge their lawsuit. Marlot looked at the back of the tiger's head, and with a snarl of disgust pushed himself off. He knows Ferdinand put him up to it. You saw his reaction. Unless you thought to record it, us saying it isn't admissible. I can make him talk. I'm going to sue you, the tiger croaked. Shut up, Marlot and Trembor said at the same time. Trembor smiled for a moment, then became serious again. Are you going to record the torture? Are you going to document yourself breaking the law just to have a record of him saying it? Nobody cares about the laws here. No, about the law here. All they care about is getting their way. Why shouldn't I do the same for once? Trembor placed a hand on the side on each of his wolf's shoulder. Because you're better than they are. You proved that when you decided to leave rather than let them continue to pound you into a shadow of yourself. His wolf's eyes softened. Marl, Ferdinand is going to be caught. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but he will be caught. Arana will continue working it, and with the information we have for her, Marlot's eyes became hard and he forced himself out of Trembor's hands. I don't want her to catch him, he said darkly. I'm the one who's going to push their collective nose down in the shit one of them caused. I'm going to show them they're no better than the rest of us. Trembor reached for him, but Marlot moved away. No, his wolf said. Don't even think of trying to talk me out of this. I owe them for the way they treated me, for the things I've had to do not to end up like Margelo. Marlot took a step toward the tiger, and he saw the tension in his leg. He watched as Marlot weighed the pros and cons of going through with the kick. Whatever his decision, Trembor wouldn't stop him. He'd explain why he shouldn't. The rest was up to him. Trembor couldn't be the kind of man who forced things on his mate. He trusted Marlot to make the right decision, even in this place. Some of the tension left his wolf, and he turned. Let's get out of here and go talk to the hacker. Trembor watched him leave before looking at the tiger. I'm going to sue you both. I'm going to sue the both of you, Bo said. And tell that council of yours what? That a strong tiger like you wasn't able to handle a tail raiser? He crouched down. We both know you won't. You can't have people know someone like Marlot was able to take you down and make you scream in pain. You'd be laughed at, and you can't stand that thought, can you? The tiger looked at him, getting angry again. He ignored the glare. You said you wanted to be Ramistel's friend again. Was that true, or just an excuse to justify your action? He is my friend. Trembor sighed, standing. Then maybe you should have thought about that before you turned him into a cub killer. Fear pierced through the anger. It's just a sheep. No one's going to care. I care. And I'm going to make sure he pays for what you made him do. I hope you can live with yourself for doing that. Trembor turned. Wait. Trembor faced him again and saw the hesitation. Is there something you want to tell me, Bo? Of your own free will? The tiger opened his mouth, then closed it and shook his head. Trembor nodded. I didn't think so. He left the tiger on the floor, moaning on about how it was just a sheep and that no one cared about those. Closed the door on him and joined Marlot at the car. This concludes chapter 35 of A Familiar Death. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter will be up, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read the story as well as the other books in the series, they are available on all major e-retailer. If you want to a different way to support me, that's on my Patreon, where you can also get access to just about everything I've written. And if you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. The links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.